Hello, my name is Rich, and I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is Saturday as we are playing, and that means it's Star Wars Saturday, an online uh, anthology campaign that I've been running for several years now for the Open Hearth community. Open Hearth is a fantastic gaming community. You should check it out. There's a Discord and a website and a Patreon and all that good stuff where dozens question mark of different DMs post up games and folks sign up. And these folks, my friends, have signed up to play in this series. We're in the third month of what started out as a bi-monthly series, so it was extended, of Stellar Conflict. Stellar Conflict is a dungeon world hack for specifically for Star Wars type stories. And thank you, Brian Lotz, for pointing me to the dregs of Google Plus so that I could pull all of the development files for this game. I've spruced it up just a little bit with some Stonetop phrasings. Stonetop is Powered by the Apocalypse game in the vein of Dungeon World, but with a very different focus for the kinds of stories it likes to tell. It's also a pretty fun game. We are far along, as I have said, multiple sessions into this. The time setting is after the Rebellion, so after the original trilogy, but not quite up to when Mandalorian began. So the New Republic is still growing and trying to rid the galaxy from the evils of the last vestiges of the Empire. I specifically chosen a setting called the Tapani Expanse for this game. I find the Tapani Expanse fascinating. It is a setting created by West End Games, the original holders of the Star Wars license for tabletop role playing games back in the 80s and 90s. And this happened in the 90s, not quite before the prequels came out. And Weston Games decided they wanted to create their own setting. They created a lot of fiction in Star Wars, quite a number of them. Those things have become canon, which is fascinating to me. I love that conversation, that transmedia experience, as it were, especially after Disney took over Star Wars and said, all that is legends, this is canon. That said, the Tapani Expanse is highfalutin nobles and duels, and also there was a heavy presence of the Empire. The Empire has not been seen in our play, but they do have a presence. It's they're slowly losing their iron grip on the noble houses of the Tapani Expanse. We're currently on the planet where we began. Well, we began in space, but you quickly move to Pelagon, which is the capital planet of House Pelagia. House Pelagia is the smallest of the major noble houses, small because it was strongly aligned to the Jedi. And when the Empire came in and allied slash took over the Tapani Expanse, several houses decided to help in the purging of the Jedi from House Pelagia. Pelagon itself suffered bombardment, and several of the floating cities, as they are called, over the seascape of Pelagon were destroyed. Luckily, the the main capital city is still functioning, and that's where this game takes place. In last session, we had some pretty wild experiences. There was, as one might expect in a Star Wars game, Sith and also a costume party. So, we covered the gamut, as it were. Rix tried to keep the targets of an assassination safe and ended up in a fight against a Claudite. He nearly lost and was saved, Steven, you could tell whatever story you want, Rix to share, but probably, driven off the Clawdite, which is a shape-shifting alien being seen in the prequels. The Clawdite ran away and blended into the crowd. Down in the crypts, there was a duel, not a swords duel, as we had seen earlier in the session or in the series, but a blaster duel because Maxon, played by Mark, who is not able to join us today, cleverly changed the deal, as it were, and said it'll be blasters. He fought against Katarina, who is a House Pelagon noble who was none impressed with Maxon, even though she probably should have been. Maxon used all of this to, he shifted focus when he realized that Trid, the son of the leader of House Pelagia, was in danger. And he used the fight to attack someone dressed from the costume party in red robes who drew out a red lightsaber. Big fight broke out. That person was unmasked heroically by a certain knight, and Trid took off, running off to safety or just away. We're not entirely sure. If I remember correctly, that was generally where things had ended was aftermath of fight, Claudite running away kind of things. Yeah, cool. So that's where we will pick up. I'm just going to state at the top, Maxon takes off to try to hunt down Trid to make sure that he's safe, making sure that you guys are good, and then uh, beating feet, as it were. That way we can explain the character's absence from our fiction. Let's start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the right to remind ourselves of the PCs involved and the players. Okay, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Yeah, whoa, going from the middle, I was not expecting that.
Ha
Uh,
ha ha ha. Pay attention.
you got me. You did. Wait, no, I'm not the middle. Oh God, so many people have disappeared. I'm not the middle. Oh my God, what is this world? Yeah, I'm Kay. I'm playing Lord Ulrich Corbinian, our noble. He is the possible soon-to-be betrothed of the High Lady Varen Arabella of House Barnaba. He is trying to scheme and get his way there because he's been told to do that, and that's a thing. And he has managed to knock it down to just him and Alex Lemire, and he has just cut a deal with the very talented but not very scrupulous, or at least in her own weird way, Lady Katarina, who is gonna now take care of Alex Lemire for him. So he is starting to eye things up and looking pretty and planning some vows and wedding ideas and things like that.
Delicious. And now in the middle, it's Steven in our character keeper, Steven. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. My character that I'm playing right now is Rix Barrand, whose pronouns are also he, him. And Rix is the scoundrel playbook. He has some dirt on some of the royal houses. So he's kind of bribing them. They send him money from time to time. Specifically, he's bribing House Barnaba regarding how they backstabbed House Calypsa, and they don't know. Um, and as Rich mentioned, in the last session, I was fighting a Claudite. I never fight, right? I'm a talker, right? I'm a schemer. And boy, the Claudite was doing a really good job. I was trying to give it back, but no, 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 no. And then my plan came to fruition, and our street urchins came in and ran the Claudite off, which is great. But I took more damage than expected, so I'm, you know, presently lying on the ground in the middle of the ballroom. Yeah.
Indeed. And then last but not least, we have Greg.
Hi, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Valara Nova. She, her pronouns. Valara is our knight, the soldier playbook, the paladin, if this were a dungeon world. Um, she is a duelist. She is a saber rake, and she is starting to see the error of her house's ways. Um, but thanks in large part to Rix. Um, she last session she achieved her sworn duty to find the assassins. So now she's looking for another thing, um, and was last seen running across the what is it, the Pearl something, the Pearl Room,
Yeah, the Pearl Room.
the
Yes.
Pearl Room, uh, to a bleeding out Rix, hoping to save him.
Amazing. I love that. So please, everyone, roll your house moves, or if you don't have a house move, roll your not house move. I remembered. That's the first time. And I remember to do that at the start of the session, which
Yeah.
is
Oh
what
gosh,
the
what do we?
move says at the
It's a
start of the
flat
session.
roll, right? Oh,
It
whiz.
is
It's a whiz roll.
it is wisdom.
Wisdom. One.
Take a wheeze, man.
Oh, not good.
Oh my goodness,
Mood.
that is an XP for
Is it
Oh, wait, did we get
your
XP on
house?
failing those?
you get XP on failing moves. It's a move.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a move.
Do you also get so? Do you also get a hard move if we get a 6 minus?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
I should have called that out. I think at some point in an earlier session I rolled a 6 minus, and I don't know that I called that out to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you do hold one,
Right.
and so you also get the benefits of the move just at a lesser impact. But I also
I
get
got a
a
six
hard move.
also, so have fun with that, Rich.
Ooh, delightful. So, Lord Ulrich, I am curious. Valar took off to try to check on Rix because Rix had called out the Overcome link that there was some trouble. What is Lord Ulrich Corbinian doing down in the creeps?
Um, Honestly, if our bounty hunter friend was like, "I'm going after tricks," and then
Trade,
uh, Trid,
because
sorry, Trid.
we don't care about the Lucky Charms or the
Yeah,
the stars and the
I'm
clovers.
going after Trid, and then Valara rushed off to go help Rix. He's gonna grab a glass of champagne or whatever Star Wars equivalent is to champagne and just take a sip and look around and feel pretty self-satisfied right now.
Nice. Okay.
He's pretty pleased in this moment right now because as far as he's aware, his plans are coming together and he's figuring out how he's going to he is whimsically thinking about how to get Alex Lemire and Lady Katarina in a room together.
Excellent. Um, as you are feeling smug and proud, the two very noble things,
Hmm.
you your comm link bleeps with an incoming call. Not a message, but an actually incoming call.
Oh, a call.
Yeah, looks like it is
Links.
coming from Lady Bathos.
Lady Bathos. Interesting. All right. He'll pick it up. Lady Bathos, to what do I owe the pleasure right now?
Lord Ulrich, hello. I hope you're well. I'm sorry to bother you. I have a piece of information and a request. Do you happen to know where, um, do you happen to know where Trid and Mirabelle are?
Rid, if I am to be correct, is probably with Maxon right now. He seems rather enamored by the bounty hunter and the whimsy of that. I must say, I do not know where the young lady is, but if you have need, I guess I could look for her.
I don't wish to burden you. If you happen to see Mirabelle, I know she is fond of you. Could you let her know to reach out to me or any part of High Lord Theos Padox's retinue? Almer is searching for them both. He informed me that they were a part of a costume party, but it turns out that perhaps that's not entirely accurate. I'm a bit flummoxed. Our security protocols have been abysmal lately. I'm
So sorry to hear that. Yes, last I know, Trid is safe. I got him away from the would-be assassin, who we did kill, by the way. His body is in the crypts.
Thank you. Oh, well,
Um,
he will not, or she will not stay in a place of honor like that.
it was actually, give Kay a moment. Where's the
Johnny
last?
Stieg.
Yeah, it was actually Jonas Stig, and he was wielding a red beam saber.
Oh, oh my. Hmm, that is troubling.
Yes. But we've taken care of him. We used this ruse to get him out and killed, and I made sure that though Trid sort of tried to endanger himself, I made sure and called out to him, and now he should be with Maxon. But I will take a look around for Mirabelle, and if I see her, uh, or if you really want me to look with Ernest and take my time to do that, you and I could come to another bargain.
I appreciate the offer, but surely, surely House Pelagia is capable of finding one, a pair of children. Well, let me hold on that. I did have one other piece of news, perhaps some glad tidings for you,
Hmm,
Lord Ulrich.
yes.
I've just received message, an official missive from House Barnaba.
Oh,
The announcement of my husband's return of his heirs is being celebrated by your house, and it seems that
yes. I
I
mean, we took part in it. We were a big part of getting the heirs back to Pelagia.
absolutely, but it seems that even High Lady Varen Arabella is interested in meeting them, and she is traveling here to Pelagon.
She would be. She's a woman of good taste and understanding. And so, of course, she would be interested in coming. And he's like looking at himself now in like a mirror as he's talking, like spiffing himself up a little bit. And he's like, of course, she is such a wonderful leader and woman. And of course, she would be intrigued enough and consider House Pelagia worthy in such a way that it makes complete sense that she would want to come and pay homage and make contact with the heirs.
Yes. Yes, of course. Of course. Well, glad tidings, as I said. I know that you will land
Did
the
you
love
have
that you
you
wish.
said she's coming? Did you happen to know when, timing, where, things like that?
Oh, I will have the details forwarded along.
All right. Thank you so much. And I'll go find Mirabelle.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
So we cut to Valara rushing up the stairs from the crypt, trying to come to Rick's Baron's aid, and I think Katarina is with you, running
Hmm.
alongside you, matching you stride for stride, maybe even trying to outpace you, perhaps. She doesn't cast you a glance, but it does seem auspicious that she would just suddenly appear. What do you do?
Uh, Valara is focused on getting to Rick's, and so she just beats feet across the room. Katarina, go find a medical droid.
Oh, yeah, you wish to give her a command?
I do, but she is not. Well, okay. So Bark orders, based on my military authority. Does that apply?
I don't think so. Like it would be a lieutenant trying to order a captain. Hold on, just a second.
Right, like before when our titles were flipped, right?
Correct.
Oh,
So now you would just have to simply try to charm her, perhaps.
charmer. Again, wording of charm is just so odd. There's
Yes,
not a
it's
better
obtuse. You
word,
guys are a
but
very
yes.
charming group, is what we're saying, really,
Okay.
right?
Well, I'm actually pretty good at the whole charisma thing. Uh, okay. German NPC. Yeah, okay. Go find a medical droid.
Mm-hmm. Let us see how these dice go.
That is an
Oh,
8.
an 8. Well, on charm and NPC, we press or entice an NPC, say what you want them to do or not do. If they have reason to resist, because she doesn't want to do what you say, on a 7 to 9, they reveal something you can do to convince them, though it'll likely be costly, tricky, or distasteful. So go get a medical droid. Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, how callous is Karina here?
And did we? Sorry, this is Rich. Just needing to be slightly reminded. Did Maxon apologize to? I know that there's some dancing around it, but in the very end, did he
He
finally?
did. He
Okay,
did say the words.
And
okay.
then he stabbed her. So she is also like stabbed, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he missed.
Oh, he
He
missed?
missed. He
I think
Oh,
he
missed.
good.
tried to stab her but
He
missed.
tried to
He
stab
tried to
her
stab
and
her.
Yeah,
missed.
he tried to pull a little presto change.
And
After apologizing,
then
that's right. It's like
Ulrich
he
had to
apologized, he offered a hand, and then did the like
Yeah.
attempt to shiv.
and
And
Ulrich had to make things nice before further attempts. It was like, no, fucking stop. God damn it. I need her. Maxon, shut the fuck down.
cool, cool, cool. She says, "Go get medical droid." Um, the company that you keep, I don't know if it would even help. She says, and I think you have to apologize for Maxon for her to do what you want to help out here. Otherwise, she's going to beat you. Even though she's, uh,
She's
yeah,
gonna beat me to Rick's?
she's going to beat you to Rick's. What do you do?
Oh, you want me to apologize? You want me to apologize for his actions?
Well, you are the noble, and he's just a pleb, a commoner.
We are all. Oh wait, is Maxon a knight?
He is not.
Oh, oh. Is this how you? Is this how you? Oh God. What's the word? It's not execute. Is this how you? Something your station. Is this how you?
Oh, carry out.
Yeah, yeah. Is this how you execute your station?
She opens the door and like wedges it to where you have to kind of fiddle with the door and dashes through the opening.
Oh,
Doesn't even
fine.
answer you.
Maxon is low. I will apologize for his actions. I will take the punishment.
She skids to a stop, turns, ducks her head in a nod. She's accepted that, and then she takes off a different direction where evidently the medical bay or where she feels she can find a medical droid.
Valar is flipping open the med kit and like grabbing whatever. We very rarely see medical care. It's not like Star Trek.
Just
But
spray back to, and that's it.
spray
That's
back.
all you gotta
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Rix, what happened?
Um, the assassin struck. Had a poison ring, so watch out.
A poison
Um,
ring.
they are a shapeshifter. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they look like um Lady Regna Renata.
Rocky comes over with some kind of like folded up someone's cape, and he tries to slide it underneath your head like a pillow, Rick. So he wants you to lay there still.
You should make sure that the Lady Renata is okay.
We
Um,
will, Rix. Just hold still. I would like to first aid training.
Amazing. I like first aid training. When you apply some rough first aid to aid an ally and hope like hell it works, roll plus wisdom. Ooh.
And you're poisoned, right? That's how you took most of
it
your
was a
damage.
half of it was choke and half of it was poison.
Okay.
Like a choisin or a poke.
All right. That's plus wisdom as well. That plus what? And so yeah, she's like trying to find an anti venom essentially. That is 5.
Amazing. I love this. This is great. Oh, oh, oh. I
Hey, I get
love it.
XP. And baby Rix dies.
Yeah, I think at some point, Rick's, um, whatever Valar is doing, it's taking too long. And Valar is unable to find the anti-venom after trying and pouring a few things into the wound, and it just hurts worse. And I think my hard move is that Valari, you try your best, the best of intentions, but you look just a little foolish. I don't normally go with a hard move of you look
Oh,
foolish, but
oh,
I
oh,
think you
what?
look like
Oh, it's not
you've
good.
never run into this poison before, and you try a few options, and finally there's a little droid comes skimming in, and Lady Katarina is walking quickly behind it. It's, please excuse me. Please excuse me. Humble knight, please excuse me.
And there's just like a bunch of vials thrown all over the floor around Valar. Yes, please, please.
Sweet. And then we have like a nanny medical droid that comes in and hoo and starts
No.
soothing your arm as a couple of its arms come in and starts suturing. And there's a point where one of the little pinchers comes in and pulls something out of the wound, and it looks up to its oculars. What is this? Raisins? Click. And continues working on your wound. And it acts as if, well, it's going to be giving you the effect of a back to shot. So you heal yourself of 10 damage or remove one debility. I don't know if you have a debility. I don't think you do.
I do not.
Man, that's a heck of a shot in the arm for a little scoundrel like you. I just realized that. That's like not super help. Like it's kind of helpful for everybody else, but for you, party mage, you're good to go, right?
Yeah.
So you feel much better. It's slightly euphoric going from feeling yourself slip away and the occasional annoying pain of new things being poured into the wound, and now just that being lasered, sutured up, and receiving a back to shot. And yeah, you
I
feel
I do
much better.
my best to milk the injury and make it look, act like I'm much worse than I really am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lady
And
Katarina says a true hero lies here.
and I think as more people are coming around or there's more witnesses, I say things like, you know, I saved the I saved the children from an attack all by myself.
And the kids are like, yes, he did. He almost died. He almost died.
That's
Just
right,
like,
it wasn't all by myself. They helped. They saved me. The these are also heroes. Yeah.
oh wow, Rocky eyes, his little Klatooinian eyes get really big. No, 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 we were inspired by you. But Hasi, she's into it. She's like, yeah, we kind of sort of saved his life. She reaches into a bowl and pulls out some like Skittles.
I love that there's just skills now canonically in Star Wars.
There are Skittles in Star Wars. They're named something else. Maybe we take the word Skittle and we flip it. Just like orcs in Planescape. Or not Planescape, but Spelljammer. Scroll. Stupidest thing ever. But okay. I'm an orc stan. What am I gonna do? Cool. You have been healed, Rix. You play it up. Are you trying to trigger a move of any kind, or just making sure that everyone remembers?
Um, I'm I'm only trying to position myself for a move. If something comes up where I need to, deal with Lady Bathos or Paddocks or anything like that, I can, use this as leverage. And that was my only intention.
Excellent. You got it.
Uh,
Sweet. I would love to close the active scenes and jump forward a little bit. Is that okay?
Can I do a little roll to see if I find Mirabelle?
Oh, you certainly can. Are you going to use some connections?
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, either connections or seek insight, whichever
No,
we.
either of those, whichever you feel. Connections, you need access to something or someone. Seek insight means you're doing it yourself, not through others. So, whichever approach you'd like to
I
take.
think I wanna, yeah, I wanna do that. I kind of want to do it. I think Ulrich is
On
maybe
my
feeling a little too
own.
self-assured, and instead of just calling for others, he's gonna try and do the thing himself.
Okay. When you study a situation or person, looking to the GM for insight, roll plus wisdom.
13.
Wow. That's some good dice. Hey, Greg, maybe you should borrow those dice. I don't know.
To be
Maybe.
fair, I rolled a 6 earlier. Just say it. Like,
It's the Cosmic Marvel dice versus the Rose Gold. I'm just saying, the Rose Gold do not like you today.
mm.
That is the same
So
randomizer
yeah,
percentage.
ask the GM 3 questions from the list below. Uh, I'm gonna let me know if I can augment this a bit, but
You can
essentially,
augment it a little bit.
yeah, knowing what I know about Mirabelle and what she's about, the little bit that I do know, where is she?
Yeah, where is Mirabelle? I think that's a fine question. I like the idea that you find her at the Moonlit Garden in the
Mm,
company of Jonas Balkar.
that is the uh,
A
no, that
decorated
is
member of
not.
the Pelagian Navy and a member of the Vulcan family.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's the fucker we were looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, right? What a piece of luck.
What a piece of wonderful, delightful luck. I make my way over. Oh,
Cool.
there you are, young lady. Uh, God, this was not supposed to be a scene. This is just supposed to be I find her and
I
bring her back to her
know.
fucking stepmom. Of
And Jonas Balkar is there. He's armed, but it seems the
course.
two of them are peaceable at this time. He says, "Oh,
Uh,
Lord Ulrich Corbinian. How
yes,
lovely to make your acquaintance. I was keeping Mirabelle company here. She came down to the gardens on her own."
that's so very thoughtful of you. Uh, what here is useful or valuable? No, I have to. Oh, fuck. What here is not what it appears to be.
Oh, what here is not what it appears to be. So I want to make sure that I'm hitting the right context. What does Ulrich know of uh, Jonas Balkar?
Uh, Ulrich knows things, but Kay is having problems remembering. We were looking for him because didn't we think he was part of like the assassination plan or something like that? Like he was involved in like,
The if I remember correctly, Gudbrand Torborg, the
Mm-hmm.
admiral of the fleet, is who Jonas Stig like called out as their
yeah, oh,
master.
who wants to like, yeah, kill the kids and take back the house and is maybe Sith.
Yes. Jonas is just part of the Navy, not
Yeah, but he's just
necessarily.
part of the Navy. But we were trying to lure him out with this party or something like that. Like that was like half the point was to find him because he knew something, if I recall.
Indeed. Yes, you would hope to draw him out to prove he is an assassin. So, in answer to your question, that is not the direction I wanted to take that. In answer to your question about what
Well,
it
it's not what it'd be.
not what it appears to be, um, do you realize he has he has come to Mirabelle and he does not have the most positive of intent. He is here on orders. Again notice that he has a blaster with him.
Mhm. Oh, yes. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've heard such wonderful things about the Pelagian Navy and their noblesse. As he walks over, and they're sitting together, you said?
I kind of like the idea of the two of them standing. Maybe she had bent over and she was sniffing some flower,
Okay.
and he was standing near her. She was conversing and sharing with
And so
him.
Ulrich is going to slowly make his way over to where they both are, like he's joining the conversation. I've heard wonderful stories about the Navy here.
I'm sure all of them are true.
Yes.
And you see his hand drift towards his holster.
Uh, uh, what here is useful or valuable to me in this moment as I see him go for this? And
The Moonlit Garden is there are people here. There's you're in a private little area, but there's enough of a crowd that you could draw attention and foil his attempt to do whatever he's about to try to sneaky thing do. That seem fair?
okay, yeah. Yeah, and I'm so going to say, well, very loudly, well, I'm so thankful that you found the young princess and what the fuck is this guy's name? Name's Jonas.
Jonas.
Jonas Balcar. Would he be like? Is there like a naval term that like ensign or
Ooh,
something like
that's a
that?
great question. Let's give him a title. Does anyone know some cool titles in not high, like he's low, like sub lieutenant level, maybe even a naval enlisted ranks. Uh,
There's a commodore who commands more than one ship.
yeah, let's not go there.
Not there.
Let
Midshipman.
ooh, midshipman. We'll go with midshipman. I like that. That is fun.
So very loudly, he'll say, Midshipman Balcar, so nice of you to assist me, as I promised the young lady her first dance at her first ball. And he's gonna go over and reach a hand, like, and say it loud enough so people around them can hear and see, and slip his hand into Mirabelle. And so kind of you to help me find her so that we can do this. And I do think this beautiful garden, as much as the pole room is fantastic, is really where a lovely young rose should have her first dance. And he smiles down at her. But we need some proper music and some other dancers. And he's gonna look around and like, make some motions, get some fucking violinists out here, like,
Oh yeah, for sure. You were able
hmm
to pull some folks, and she is giggling furiously at this. This is just the greatest moment she has had in so very long. And he says, "Yes, I will see if I can find some more people." And he's going to pull a fade.
and I'm going to look him in the eye and really quickly whisper, I think just as I'm about to walk with her, there's a way out of this for you that doesn't end in your death. Just let me know.
There, there's a moment. He's you can tell he was not thinking on those terms, and he does not dismiss it out of hand.
hmm
But he's still going to take off because that seems like the most
Yeah.
prudent course of action right now.
No, and I need him. I need him not here trying to kill this fucking princess. And I also need to go let Lady Bathos know that, oh, hey, I just saved her life again. Jesus, bitch. Watch your children. Obviously, he's not going to say those exact words, but
That's
he is.
probably cool that you don't.
Yeah.
But hey, if you really do, you just let me know. That is a thing. Cool. So now are we good to
Yes.
skip ahead a bit? Awesome.
He doesn't say those words, but he definitely is like, just so you know, this happened. This is who I saw. This is what's going on. This is what almost happened and what I stopped. Just laying on more of you owe me, you owe me, you owe me.
And she's very appreciative and affectionate towards the child. Does not seem perfunctory, like, but there's still
Yeah.
some like awkwardness between the two of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, she knows she owes you pretty huge now, which
hmm
she doesn't love. So I would love to grant a wish and for there to be a scene between Rix and Ulrich.
Yay.
Perhaps that evening after all of the excitement. And you don't need to play through you guys telling each other what the players know. That conversation has happened. You're at your quarters, which overlook the Moonlight Garden, not far from where you just were, Ulrich, where you found Mirabelle.
Yeah. So I think Ulrich is kind of reclining and listening and to Rix and, nodding his head, taking a sip of the drink, feeling pretty high on his own supply right now. What is my bond to Rix?
Rix is actually laying down and, resting in repose, you know,
Oh, yeah.
as if he's sick and, coughs a little bit and takes a sip of water are restorative, and yeah.
It seems like we are both champions of the whole children of House Pelagia, despite being the two members of our ship who aren't Pelagian.
Why do you say that we're both fans of Pelagia?
I didn't say fans, I said something else, but well, your escapades that have landed you resting, and my well, not to boast, but it's you and me. And he gives you this sly smile, and like Ulrich plays dumb with so many people. I don't think he plays dumb with Rix. Rix knows him, and he knows Rix. Uh, and I gave Lady Mirabelle her first dance and thwarted that Falkine ingrate Jonas, whatever his name was, from. Oh no, that's him being rude and not knowing his guys. Uh, and plan to attack the young high lady.
There was there was much fun before the events started at the costume party.
Mhm.
Um, Many people had a good time. It was a shame that it had to be interrupted in such a way.
Yes, it
Um,
really was.
have you ever dealt with shapeshifters before?
Ooh, is there a role for me to like have? Do I have this kind of knowledge?
Know things. We haven't used it
Yeah,
yet.
we have a
Nothing. Yeah, we
whole
haven't.
move called Know Things. So if you want to
Nothing.
consult Know Things,
Yeah, I'll consult some no things.
there we go. When you consult your accumulated knowledge, roll plus int.
Two plus one. 7.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, the GM will tell you something interesting is on you to make it useful either way. The GM might ask, how do you know this? Of course I'm going to. What you know is that Claudite assassins are renowned for uh, always circling back. Like they will not,
Hmm.
once they accept a contract,
Yeah.
they will pursue it until death.
Mhm.
How do you know that?
I think the whole reason that I even have the chance to be her betrothed is that my father died preventing a Claudite and killing a Claudite who had been sent to assassinate High Lady Varen Arabella.
Oh, really?
I think that's part of it. Like one, I am part of the older legion of families, and they think they can control me and get me to get her to be more in line. And but the reason they're like, well, of course, he's the son of a noble leader who saved you, and so he's not just anyone. That's why his family they have such a history of caring for House Barnaba and stewarding and et cetera, et cetera. And so yeah, that's how he knows his father died. Ending the life of a continuous, a Claudite who would not stop until High Lady Varen Arabella was dead. We're ooh, do I want to Ulrich? No, no, I don't. Kay's building lore in her head, and I shouldn't. Okay, uh, so that is how he knows about them, and he's gonna turn and say, "Unfortunately, I do, and it's not really great news for you. They don't really stop until either you're dead or they're dead, and I think you're on this one's shit list."
Um, I'm not as worried about me. I can take care of myself. Cough, cough. Um, but uh, I'm more worried about the children. Are they protected now? I think one of us needs to be there.
Well, I think Maxon is with Trid right now.
Good,
Um,
good.
so the boy is quite enamored with him. And Mirabelle is sticking close to Lady Bathos, who has her protector with her. So I imagine both right now are quite well guarded.
How do
Although
you know that
given,
how do you know that these assassins uh won't stop?
well, part of their code or something like that. I don't, the whole shebang, And
So you've been close to them before, so you know their code?
I wouldn't say close, but I've witnessed things.
Hmm, I see.
It's
Um,
interesting to watch someone have their entrails spilled out beneath them, yet they still try to take their blade to someone else.
ooh. Um, that sounds messy. Um,
It was.
do you know if there's a way to uh oh, I'm gonna do that. Um, I want to see if there's a way to determine to detect a Claudite. So that would also be a no things, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm flat. I think that makes me sound important. So let me roll this. Oh,
Just
that's
two
an
guys
11.
knowing things on a couch. Good job.
So that's an 11. So you'll tell me something interesting and useful about the topic at hand.
Two ways that you know Rick's from. Uh, oh, well, you get to tell me. So there are two things you know about detecting Claudites. The first is, of course, blood. The Claudites have a very specific blood. If you, if it leaves their body, it does not look like the blood of most humanoid beings that they pose as. The second and less well-known thing that you know, Rix, with your 11, is that there is a particular tone that is annoying and uncomfortable for in the human auditory range, but is painful enough for Claudites that it can cause them to lose their control. Like they have to clench their muscles into the shape, and it causes them enough distress that they may reveal themselves.
Hmm. And do you share this with Ulrich?
And also, how do you know that?
Ah, um, I know that because I've hired Claudites before. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and do I share the blood? Um, I think that's more commonly known, and I tell Ulrich, we'll have to um see about doing blood tests of those who come in contact with the royal family. I'm sure they have some kind of protocol for this kind of thing. It needs to be enacted.
Yeah, you
Um,
should just let them know as the brave hero and the bearer of such information. I'd hate to take that away from you.
hmm. um, I think actually I will talk to um Ulmer, who I think owes me or I have an advantage on him or something like that. But I'm basically going to let Ulmer, who is the bodyguard, know that a blood test is required. Um,
I think it's just like the blood spilling, right? Like a prick check, and then like, oh, yep, yep, yep. Oh, that's
Hmm.
purple blood. Nope, you're definitely not. You're
Oh,
a
it's very
Claudite.
easy, no problem at all. This is it's a why are the Claudites even a problem? It's so simple. It's just like the thing, you know. It's fine.
Just the thing. Um, Rix, there is a good chance that this might be that my time aboard your ship might be coming to its finality. I'd
oh,
like to thank you for your
are
time.
are you
And
leaving so soon?
well, and he can't help but have like a very satisfied smile on his face. I believe my journey is about to come to an end soon, and I must take up my duties. As much fun as it has been gallivanting and seeing new things and trying the world, my house needs me.
I think you will be pleasantly surprised at how much the adventure doesn't let you leave. It's not always your choice. So, Um, I think there's more excitement in your future.
I think there's lots of excitement in my future. It's just not aboard your ship. At
Oh,
least,
yes,
I mean,
yes.
not for much longer. But I do want to thank you. There's much I've learned, I think, since I've come to be under your care in a way. And he will like tap your shoulder in a way that's like, this is how I don't know how to show affection or appreciation. I'm emotionally stunted. I don't know how to genuinely feel things. As he like, meh, meh.
Of course. And of course, you know that if you ever need anything, you have to but call on me.
That's very kind of you, and I will, of course, remember that. And of course, you are a friend of House Barnaba. He has no idea you're blackmailing them. You are a friend of House Barnaba and shall be considered
Friend.
such in continuance.
Are we good to cut there?
I think so. You could.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we'll cut there to oh, and also just be mindful or reminding you that this can be settling in and resting in an unsafe area. So
Ooh,
you could potentially engage that if you would like.
where? Oh, rest and
Valara.
recuperation.
Yeah, I've highlighted it, so feel free to
Thank you.
click on my little icon and I'll jump you to that move. Valara, uh, again, granting another wish. Vinny, is that how we want to say her name? Vinny and Galileo?
Oh, trying to remember
The
this
Twi'lek
wish.
and Wookiee who are scofflaws who work on the Night Insurgent.
Oh, yes, yes. Our fellow shipmates.
Your
Oh.
shipmates who have been seen in the background, and now this is their like episode where they have lines. They're very excited about it.
Where are they on the
They're on
character?
the
Clicked
NPC's
on, yeah.
general.
There we
I'm
are. Okay.
highlighting them, so feel free to jump back to that. Galileo is male Wookiee. Vinny. I think are we going to say Vinny V and I? Is Vinny
Venny
sound too much
works,
like?
yeah.
Okay, so Vinny is made like two youths. I don't know if she talks that way, but if I
Yeah, Venny Venny.
Vinny, I like that.
Put a put
Vinny,
a
like a
put a
different
hyphen in
accent
there.
on the
Yeah. That's very
Yep,
Twi'lek.
it
We'll put
is.
an
All right,
apostrophe.
I'm
Venny.
gonna add. Oh, thank you for adding apostrophe. Yes, unnecessary apostrophes are the best Star Wars. So, um, they have come over. Vinny is trying to like, feed you some moderate level wine to loosen you up as everyone's around. I heard that you were part of some kind of lightsaber duel against Darth Vader.
Not Darth Vader. Another Sith. Darth
Another
Darth
Sith?
Vader is dead.
Galileo says chortles, and in Wookiee says something. Does Valara know Wookiee?
No, probably Venny has to translate.
And Vinny says, see, like slaps. Why would there just be two? It's a huge galaxy. That's stupid. Well, tell me all about it. This other Sith?
Oh, Venny, Yuleo, there's danger here. There seems to be a Sith plot to kill the children.
Where there's danger, there's opportunity. Am I right, yay?
Uh, Perhaps you have spent too much time with Rix.
Or maybe not enough.
Ugh, why? What opportunity do you see with Sith about and assassins?
Well, there are so many rumors about. I remember overhearing about the warehouse.
Oh, the warehouse. What did you hear about the warehouse?
Oh, just that perhaps the warehouse was aligned to a house, and perhaps they were doing something inappropriate there. I noticed that Dod's kind of taken off and doing her own thing.
Yes, there were marks of how it was Calypso, right?
Yeah, it was Calypso.
Yeah. I don't know. Did Valera grok that there were Calypsan marks on the.
Yeah, I think, but like
Yeah,
upon
okay.
later, you're like, oh yeah, because you definitely heard
Yeah,
Maxon
okay.
going after Ayatunde. Ayatunde was fingered
Right,
as the
right,
person
right.
who owned the warehouses. Vinny it seems to know a bit about this, but maybe not all of the pieces. Just what
Maxon
she's
is
overheard.
working that angle. We Calypso is certainly involved in some way, but I do not believe that they are hiring assassins.
Well, whether they're involved or not, everyone suspects that they are, and that means opportunity. Do you know
I
any
do
Calypsan
not
nobles we can hit up?
I do not encourage this. Are you proposing that you would perform some sort of protection racket on the
She
nobles of House
pours some more
Pelagia?
wine into the glass, sits on your lap. Oh, less of a protection racket, more of a making sure that these secrets are kept safe and that there's no further embarrassment to House Calypso. That's important, right?
Yes, we do not want to have House Calypso embarrassed unnecessarily.
It could, uh, it could be a danger to House Pelagia. I'm sure that your house is not interested in open conflict with Calypso. They outnumber you 3-1.
All of the houses outnumber us 3-1, Vinny.
Yes.
This has been the way for some time.
And you
What?
find that she like rubs your shoulder right at the spot where you used to have the symbol, but she doesn't say anything. She's just kind of
Yeah,
smoothing it a little
actually,
bit.
uh, the knee and you and Yaleo, I I do believe there is something you could do to help.
Ooh, name it, Lady Nova.
Oh, things are moving in the background for Ulrich. Things are moving faster than Ulrich may understand. I I need you to find some information for me.
Yes. What do you need me to find out? And by find out, do you mean make it appear that it's true, or do you mean actually find the information? One's easier than the other.
Actually find the information.
She looks and yell up to Galileo and yells,
Has Rix asked you? Never mind. Um, there is a knight, Katerina Mattis. Her intentions are a little unclear.
and you want me to prove that she's a threat to House Pelagia?
I don't want you to prove anything. Oh my goodness.
Find the information that proves that she is a threat to House Pelagia. Yes, I got it. Got it.
No, no, no. I need to find out what. Uh, she took my position.
Ooh, what position's that? Galileo kind of lightly
Sentinel of the
punches her
Western
shoulder.
Sea. What? Have you not been paying attention? No. She took my position, and she is upwardly mobile within the house, but I I do wonder at times whether or not there is something spurring her on. I would rather find out now than later.
Galileo uh, busts out like a paragraph of lines in Wookiee. Yeah, like it's a lot. Um, and Vinny nods, smiles a little bit. Oh, got it. Got it. We understand. We understand. We'll help. Absolutely. Lady Nova, I'm happy to help you. And then
And what
she'll
are we doing? Wait.
slide up out of your lap and
It's,
pour some more into your little wine glass. And she'll, well, I guess we have some work to do, y'all. And they will head out. I think, Valara, you will receive, I think they would reach out to you, a missive that one of the people you had requested has arrived. This is Illyri Marial, the sister of a person that you believe is the Massetti assassin, not actually a Massetti. She is not arrested because that's not a thing that you mandate or really could easily do, but she has come from whatever assignment she was on and can be found in the docks.
Hmm. I'll go there.
By yourself, or do you
Yeah.
take anyone with you?
Ooh. Ah. So is this the time skip that we're doing? Like, or are
Uh,
Rix and Ulrich lounging and talking about how badass they are?
they are. They're definitely bragging to each other, for sure, for sure.
Let's see. I'll take Jace with me.
Excellent. She was going to follow along anyway. Jace will. Oh, how may I assist you?
This is Jace.
Yeah. How may I assist you, lady?
Uh, there's somebody we've been meaning to talk to for some time. They are down at the docks.
Oh, good. Oh,
Actually,
good.
we're at the docks, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Jace
you
would be
guys are
with the
not far
ship.
from the
Yeah, yeah.
docks. Yeah. Cool.
Let's
So she'll.
go pay her a visit.
Hmm. Do you expect this to be a hostile negotiation? Most negotiations you conduct end up that way. I've observed.
There is hostility at all times in negotiations. Yes, you should bring a gun. Okay.
Cool. Dope. You guys. Do you take public transit, or do you imagine you requisition some
Oh,
kind of
I
speeder
imagine
bike? Or
we're not too far away. Yes, we take a public transport, but it's like this. I imagine that Pelagia has something along the lines of like Central Park sleigh ride, Central Park uh buggies, right? Like it's a carriage.
nice. Jace just looks around. This is so quaint. You arrive, and it's a military part of the dock. Um, this is, again, this is a water planet. While they do have starships, they have actual ships as well. And um, so you see that there are the tall spires that actually come all the way up to the cityscape from several of the uh, ancient yachts that are still sailed about the waters. And you had procured the arrival. You had requested that she be here, but I don't think you guys had said anything like, and she suspected of X or Y. You just had been told Illyri is had there was a picture found of Illyri with a guy whose name has been scrubbed, but he also looks like one of the dead Massetti assassins. So
And these are the ones that like pounced when they landed on Pelagia, right?
yes, when you
That's
guys
okay.
landed, you were attacked by four Massetti assassins who
I
took
wasn't part
over.
of that session, so I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's
double
and
checking.
I'm just
Okay.
doing a quick rephrase. So
Yeah.
one of the tower anti-aircraft defenses swiveled around, fired upon the ship that you guys had procured, which should have had the children on it. It exploded. Then the Ase, the bounty hunter, flew up, killed two of them, and the other two escaped.
Right, right.
And then later they were found at the Calypso warehouse where Ase killed, like assassinated those two people and blew up the warehouse.
Right. Okay.
So that's the sequence of events. So I don't think you guys had said this person is related to an assassin because that would be different than requesting the presence of so and so person, correct?
Oh, and yes, I don't think we mentioned that they're related. that we
Correct.
know they're related. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just making sure we're on the same page. It's been a
Yep.
few weeks.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. So I think she is chilling at um, a commissary.
Is she a member of the Navy?
She is. She is a
Okay.
member of the Navy. Let's give her a title.
Oh, a title. Oh, something higher.
Yeah, something higher.
I had something up and I just closed it. U.S. Navy links, Navy ranks, commander,
Wow.
lieutenant commander.
I like Lieutenant Commander is it's pretty high. That's like Star Trek level high, but I'm into it if that's what you want to do. I'm into it.
I mean, how deep in the conspiracy is she? Um,
That's a great question. How connected is she to Gudbrand Thorborg? Here, let me say this. I'll put it in your hands if you want her to be a lieutenant commander, but that means that she's got suspicions about this.
oh, about getting called in?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I totally expect that she had suspicions. So, yeah, lieutenant commander.
Lieutenant Commander Marial, who is a commoner, not a noble,
Hmm. Like myself.
like you. You find her at the commissary, like a cafeteria. There are other naval uh, folk here, some star pilots and the like. There's a it's a cafeteria. Like you can go up, grab some food at a line, a little buffet type deal, and she is waiting there for you. I don't think the two of you have ever met. She's
Ooh. No, I don't think so.
okay.
Interesting. Oh, well, she works in the Navy, so
Oh, you want it? Take
I
it,
want
because you were
I want to know things, maybe.
yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, what do I know about her? And that's great because int is a 0.
You're really smart.
A 4.
A
Bigger dice,
four.
bigger numbers.
Awesome.
Do I still get to no? No, I don't. Great.
You do not know.
I know nothing about her.
You have not met her, but you're provided the information that she lost her left eye in a fight against um, some here on Pelagi. It wasn't against other houses. There were folks who were gun running, and she fought bravely, lost her eye, and refused a cybernetic implant.
Mm. Valara
So,
sits down across from her at the table. Lieutenant Commander, we appreciate the speed with which you came.
of course, they were official orders.
Of course.
I
I'm
guess
sure you
Jice like
have.
sits down beside you, so you guys have like
Yeah.
a little triangle going on there. And Jice will say, I am Jice of House Barnaba. And she doesn't say she's a lady, but she doesn't not say
Not
she's a
say.
lady. And that seems to change the tone of Lieutenant
Hmm.
Commander Illyri Marial's response. Interesting. Do you have any marks of station? Does she know that you are a noble, never having met you?
Yeah. So I believe the armor is the mark of a knight. There is
The saber,
other things you would get,
light
right?
foil.
Like the amulet that was the sentinel thing. There's other things that you get on, but just being in the armor does mark you as a knight.
Excellent.
We're really just trying to clear up some questions.
Interesting. Well, ask your questions. I have nothing to hide.
Excellent. You may have heard, uh, when our ship landed, it was attacked. Um, a anti-starship turbo laser was turned upon the ship and fired repeatedly. Through some information and some events following, was it what's the relation of the Mississippi assassin to? Like, she's the sister. Is it
She's a
a
sister. So he's,
brother or a sister?
well, it would be her brother. That
Her
is a
brother.
great question. Yes.
Yes. Your brother was found to be an assassin and executing this plan.
That is a
Are,
very, very heavy accusation.
it's not an accusation against you. It is really a fact of your brother.
And it's based on false pretenses. I have no brother.
You have no
Jace
brother.
arches a brow and looks at you like, check the records. There's no record of my brother or any sibling that I have.
Hmm. Now, is this ooh, I'm going to use my house move.
That's what they're there for.
Um, I'm going to state an ancient tradition.
Ooh.
Now I understand in House Pelagia. It is an ancient tradition that when one of our family members trespasses against the house, they are considered to have never lived. However, I believe that the extenuating circumstances around this, perhaps you could clarify more if that is the case here?
I cannot. I'm sorry,
You cannot or you
milady.
will not.
I cannot and I will not.
Hmm. Hmm.
I would hope that your heart, milady, is true and that the strength of the house is of paramount importance to you. And she's ignoring Jice at this point. This is
Yeah, right.
100% her talking to you.
Hmm. Have you ever served under uh well, I guess he everyone serves under Torborg, don't they?
Yeah,
Um, you ever served along Midshipman Jonas Bulkar?
I have. We served on the, and she lists out the name of some
Yeah.
actual, like, sailing ship that they. In fact, he was present during the time that I lost my eye. He's a good
Hmm.
seaman.
And have you ever served at the command of Jonas Stig before their fall?
I have not.
Hmm. What is your opinion of Admiral Torborg?
Admiral Torborg is a hero. Admiral Torborg holds close in his heart the strength and the honor of House Pelagia, as do we all in the Navy.
Hmm.
I know that you carry a foil with you, but surely you know the Jedi brought only ruin to our house.
Hmm. Valara just kind of leans a little closer now. Tell me more of how the Jedi brought ruin to our house.
And she leans and tilts her head a little bit to look at you with her good eye. Surely you're joking. Milady, The Jedi Purge nearly destroyed us. Good riddance to the
Hmm.
Jedi, I say.
And in this new galaxy, you would have us align with whom?
With ourselves, we can grow strong. We can regain what was lost without the fetters of the Jedi and their lies and their pompous ideas. House Pelagia was strong before their infection, and it will be strong again. I hope you stand with us.
You wish to run back to a past in which we did embrace the Jedi.
No, quite the opposite. I wish for us to return to a past before the Jedi brought us ruin.
Hmm.
And may he live forever. High Lord Paddox is not right about this fact. He supported the Jedi to our detriment.
You sound like a Massetti.
Her lips tighten, and you can see her hands start to drift down.
Her hands are drifting down?
Yes, like that very much makes her upset.
Have I upset you?
You have laid a very heavy accusation. Perhaps you being away for some time. Yes, I have looked into you, Lady Valarinova, though we have not met. Though you have been away, some might say derelict in your duties as a sentinel.
Hmm.
The Massetti are no friend of House Pelagia. I demand an apology.
At that point, Valara looks at Jace. Seems all I do these days is apologize.
Jice chuckles. I'm sorry. Um, One Eye. You don't understand this relationship. She's a noble. You're not. You don't demand apologies from her. She could strike you down right now. You should probably do the math. But Lieutenant Commander, she does not seem to be ready to do math.
Well, I've dueled in stranger places. Would you like to do this now or later?
There is no time like the present. I have laid the challenge. You set the weapons.
Hmm.
Jice is like, no, this isn't happening. Lady Nova, you'll gain nothing from this.
Gain nothing, I'm not so sure. Ugh. Ooh. Let's see. Uh, do you have a preference?
I do not have a light foil. I would have to procure one. I am not skilled with it, but I will.
Don't I have another light
I
foil?
mean, you got a freaking lightsaber right now.
That's true, I do. Um well I have the Sith lightsaber, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you have it or does Maxon have it?
Oh, great
Oh, that's
question.
right. That's right. Maxon has it. That's
That's
right.
right.
Maxon has a
Yeah.
yeah, okay. But I thought didn't at the funeral.
Yes, you ended up with the light foil of Lady Lena Oscar.
That's right.
Nice. Good memory. I'm glad you remember that.
Oh,
I mean, it could end up being your undoing, but I'm glad you remembered.
it just so happens I have an extra. You can use mine.
Very well. I fight for the honor of my family. We will fight until surrender.
Until surrender.
Cool. So we're gonna cut away from that intense duel. So much dueling. Love it. Love dueling. Doodle doodle doodle. Don't know why I went there, but there you go. Went there. Rix, at what point in the night does one of the servants find you alone to converse with you?
I think this is just before dawn, and I'm actually getting up. Um, I want to go out to a to do some business at like a bazaar, and this is when people would be stocking their equipment and before they open up, that kind of stuff, stocking their wares, stocking their foodstuffs, that kind of thing. So I'm up and I've gotten dressed and I'm leaving my personal room and run into a servant just outside that.
Okay. So light is broken, dawn, you're heading out, and a servant in the empty halls, the servant comes. She is this Master Baron, Master Baron. Do you
Uh-huh.
have a moment? She's a slip of a girl. Um, you recall having seen her on this floor at some point, but she hasn't entered your quarters before.
Um, I step back into my quarters and keep a good distance between me and the servant girl. I did just get burned, right?
Uh-huh,
So
uh-huh.
I'm keeping a good distance and I say, certainly, what do you need?
She takes a half step closer.
I step back and say, you can tell me from there.
She holds her hands up,
Uh-huh.
and you see her skin flicker for a moment.
I pull my blaster, right?
Okay, well, if you reach for the blast, she says, "Peace. I am not here to assassinate you,
I
Rix.
know, I know people who
We've
lie.
worked, we've worked before.
Oh,
I was only trying to disable you. You made it so difficult."
um, and
So this person's
oh yes,
name is Ton Wessel.
okay. And I say, Ton, is that you?
It's me. Things have changed.
Um,
I would finish the contract, but things have changed, and I need you to know.
okay, Ton, that's surprising. Why would you have? You wouldn't have abandoned your contract, no matter what.
I may pick it up later, but for now I have a more important target. I would rather we not conflict again.
And I take another step back, and I kind of inch and another inch closer towards the blaster, and I'm like, yes, and you know, uh, we. I never expected to be at odds with you, Tom.
Nor did I
Um,
you. You were not part of the briefing. You seem to insert yourselves in the most interesting ways, Rix. I'll be
and I go,
brief.
that's why I do, right? Yes.
And Tan chuckles at that. To see your nature, they give you respect. You never met her, my daughter, Elia, who I love dearly. On her first contract, she attempted to assassinate Lady Arabella and was killed. She did herself honor by taking down the one who killed her. But I must
Who
honor
killed
her
her?
memory by destroying that line.
Who killed her?
Lord Corbinian, Ulrich's father.
Ah, um,
All that I ask, Rix, is that you stay out of my way. I know you know a great deal about my people. Do not use it against me.
um, you know that Lord Corbinian's line um travels with me,
I do.
and you know how I treat the people who travel with me.
Hmm.
So it sounds like we might be at odds again.
What if I offer you some sum of money to ignore that hospitality you often give?
Um, we might be able to work something out. I'm not sure I would ever ignore that hospitality, but there are events that would take, you know, recent events that have come to light that might change things. Um, but this isn't something that would happen quickly. Actually, is there a negotiation move?
Ooh, I don't know. I think there's mostly just charm.
Yeah, and I don't think I have anything. Does charm fit?
You got con artist, so, you can make
Yeah.
stuff fit. It's selling useful items, but also talking yourself out of trouble.
So I think I'm going to continue talking with Tan about uh and it's Tan and not Tan, correct?
Yeah, Ton sounds better than Tan, so I went with Ton. I'm all
Okay.
about short words that I pronounce weirdly for Star Wars. Do you want me to put an apostrophe in? Ton.
Ooh. Um, but no, so I think what you're telling me, Tan, is that you have an existing contract
I do.
and you are setting that aside for your personal vendetta.
That is correct. It's quite unlike my people. I truly loved her. I think this will allow her soul to rest.
And your daughter was killed while in the line of duty
After a
while
fashion.
fulfilling a contract. Interesting. Um, so what exactly do you want of me? You just want me to step aside and um let you get close to the Corbinian line?
I have a sizable sum of money, and also, well, once I realized you were here, I did a bit of research. You know that you have a saboteur on board your ship.
You?
Well, one of your ships.
Was it you?
No, not at all. I would not act against you if I can avoid it.
What about this saboteur?
I could reveal that to you along with a fair amount of credits that you can use at your leisure. And all you have to do is do not act against me, do not reveal what you know of our people, and then once Ulrich is gone, we part ways, and what you want is yours. And then there's a noise in the quarters. There's someone getting up or something. Dawn shifts back into the little slip of a servant girl.
Let's take a walk. And I think we walk down the hallway. Um, and now's whenever I'm going to negotiate. I want half up front. Um, and I will. Uh, there's some timing here that needs to occur.
I have been patient.
Yeah.
I can wait a little longer for now, though you have brought a great deal of heat here and will be sought after for
Oh,
my target.
I don't think I brought a lot of heat here. I think this is Utah.
Well,
Did you also fire upon us from the fire upon our ship?
no, no, that failed, and then I was hired as
I
a
see.
insurance policy to make sure that the deed was done.
I see. Okay. Um, so you know that I can't I protect the people who are a part of my crew.
I know. That is why I've
But
approached you.
true, and no sum of money would change that. However, Ulrich has recently come to me and said that their time with me is ending. So if you take your time, I can let you know. I can make sure that you know whenever they are no longer a part of my crew. And I have no control over that.
I think at that point you are. We will go to a roll. You can choose if it's a
Oh,
con or if you're genuine in this, not acting against con, uh, and
yeah.
then you can choose to charm. Your call.
Yeah, so my intention is not to be genuine. Um, I am trying to uh, everything out there. What I'm trying to do here is, in Rich's mind, obey what he's saying and get a little bit of money out of it, but and like maybe not lift the blaster, not expose any of the weaknesses
Hmm. Hmm.
of the Claudites, but definitely warn at least Ulrich, if not others on the crew. I've already warned them there's a Claudite around. I don't have to tell them I know him, right? But at least
Well, we went to
let
the same
Ulrich.
frat. What are you going to do? This was my fault.
Exactly. So I think in this case, this is a yes, I am going to negotiate with them, and but I'm probably going to be honest with Ulrich, or at least tell Ulrich someone's
Okay.
after them. Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Then con artist away.
con artist. Okay. So that is Cha. Ooh, that's a seven.
It's a seven. Okay. I think you realize Ton still a little cagey, recognizes things and says, "It will take me some time to get the first half, but I assure you it will be here in 2 days. Hopefully, you will hold your tongue until then when we begin our agreement."
That makes sense that it might take a little bit of time. As I said, it's good that you have a delay because, like I said, this might take a delay, and the time period is not of my choosing.
And then she'll split away from you and head off to attend to duties.
And I'm going to head down to the bazaar to pick up some stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, Now we will jump ahead to the arrival of Lady Arabella and her retinue, High Lady Varen Arabella and her retinue on. Oh man, I really should. If I'd been smart, I would have Googled some kind of fancy pants starship name.
Are we jumping forward like a few hours or a day or two
Day or two.
or okay.
And
So
if
I
you want
think
to like, as you're waiting for Arabella's ship to land and the procession stuff, share the information, that sounds perfectly okay with me.
that what I'm going to, the way this information is passed along to Ulrich is, that I protect the people in my crew. It might not be a good idea for you to leave my crew, as you had originally said, as soon as you had originally said. And I think, it's kind of like a wink, wink, nod, nod. The two of us understand we're both players,
Yeah.
and kind of know what's going on. Now, when do I find out that the High Lady Arabella is coming?
I think you would find out the next day. There's a big to
Okay.
do.
So in that case, if I'm not mistaken, Ton said that that was the target of her daughter.
No,
So
what Ton said was her daughter. Yes, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. Why am
yeah,
I correcting you? You're 100% right.
so
Yes,
the
that's exactly what they said.
Lady Arabella was the target, and Ulrich's dad took her out.
Correct.
Correct. So I think it's as soon as Arabella comes in, I'm like, oh, that's different because that's fulfilling, multiple uh contracts, and I'm like, uh, I think that's whenever I need to tell Ulrich that it's not just the twins who are in danger from our assassin, but maybe Arabella as well.
And I think that the duel happens simultaneous to the arrival of Lady Arabella. Does that sound fun to you, Greg? Is that a
That
good
sounds amazing.
tweet?
Is the duel? I have a question about the duel. Is it going to be a public thing or is it a?
Oh,
Uh,
dueling is illegal.
all right.
Dueling, yeah, we're not
Oh,
allowed. Yeah,
right, but the duels we've seen so far have been a private thing where
Uh-huh.
everybody comes. So I'm asking, I imagined whenever the two of you said, I want to do this now, like stepping up and it was just like two people and a witness.
Yes, that was her intention, but for
Okay.
dramatic
Okay.
purposes, that did not take
Okay.
place.
I see. I
But you're
understand.
absolutely right. That was her intention for sure.
Okay. And so now they're basically the arrival of Arabella and the duel are happening at the same time. Fantastic.
Excellent. We've been going for a bit. Let's take a bio break and then we'll do the last leg of this during that time. So let's.
All
Yeah. Oh,
So I would like to
no,
have a
sorry.
discussion just before we get started with any other scenes, which is, okay, I wanted to put everything out on the table and say, hey, I do not plan on being, what's the right word? PvP with Ulrich.
Okay. Yeah, it
Um,
didn't sound like that. It sounds like
yeah,
were warning him.
yeah. So my plan is, if it comes down to it and I'm forced into a PvP, then, I'll toss the money back in the Claudite's face and be like, honesty, my honor is worth more than money that you give me. And provide background for that. But I don't expect there to be PvP here unless Jim's really good at twisting the knife. Unless Rich is really good at twisting the knife.
well, that's my question. I didn't see that
Oh,
in our safety tools about PvP. Do we need to avoid that? Like, should I
Um,
cease and desist on pushing that lever? Because
I'm fine with the lever being pushed,
after
honestly.
after the whole Max and Ulrich thing
I
and
was
the fact
about
that it
to
wasn't
say, I feel
decided
like I'd
like,
be kind of a hypocrite if I suddenly was like, no, no,
but I'm
no.
not trying to
Um,
cajole anybody. I'm just saying that was my perception of
oh
where
no.
we were.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
all.
I appreciate I appreciate it, and it does sound like that we're gonna play it out in a different way, and I think that's very fun. I like playing into the con. Uh,
We'll
but
see.
yeah, I'm like,
We'll see how that
we'll,
goes.
we'll see.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
we'll
a few
see. Go
minutes.
ahead.
So I like having that as my choice
Yeah.
is I don't
Okay.
like PvP whenever I'm
Hmm.
interacting with people. Um I could probably deal with it if someone asked, "Can I hit you?" I'm sure, okay. But I don't know that it necessarily needs to be on the safety tools list. It might be
Okay.
good to put it there and I would just check it, ask first. Check
Okay.
in with people. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm asking, is it okay if I layer this on from a different angle? All
Yeah,
right.
go for it.
Awesome. Sweet. Okay. Cool.
And for
So
me, it adds interesting choices, which is what I like. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the dynamic choices, especially after the stunted appreciation moment with Rix and Ulrich, where they were like, "I appreciate you." Yes. Mm, just all that silly stuff.
all right. Cool. So we we pick up with the scene of Lady Valara Nova back at the naval shipyards. There's a small group of naval officers. Um, they're all
Oh, Ulrich has gotten so pimped out, by the way. Like he's gotten prim and proper. He had like facials and manicures and pedicures and got his everything looking so good, most pristine
just so
outfit.
we're
Like,
clear, this opening is the duel. Um,
oh, ew, no, never
but
mind.
Ulrich's still fancy pants arrival of Lady Arabella. Bella, absolutely, I want that. I just want to be
Mhm.
make sure it was clear that you're not. Like it turns out that whoever the scheduler is, they overlapped and it's terrible. But exciting, cross cutting. That is what I'm after. So there are off some officers here. You recognize their station. They are almost all nobles and a few subordinates there. You can tell that they don't approve of this. They're here to
The duel
watch
or
you
Valar?
dueling a commoner. They do not
Okay.
approve of this. These are House Pelagian nobles who are like, why is she stooping to fight a commoner? Perhaps it is a tragic flaw, you overhear one of them saying. She cannot. And then one of them says, I would have simply struck her down. So there's that. It is to surrender or not to first blood, but to surrender
To
whenever
surrender. Yep.
one of the two utters the words, I cede, I give up, mate, whatever you so wish. And that is what we're doing. We're doing a light foil dueling move. And I think as you were looking at her, there's a second. Who did you choose to be your second?
Oh, it's got to be Jace. I mean,
Nice. She's very happy to be your second. Um,
uh-oh.
she's smiling. Uh huh. Classism. Uh huh. Yep. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
So Dice is there, and she's made sure that your light foil, the battery is prepped, the power pack is good to go. It's being
And to be
polished.
clear, I am going to duel with the light foil of Lady Oscar. I am
Oh, yeah, that's
giving
right. You gave
the light
yours.
foil, my light foil, to her
Mm-hmm.
for the purpose of the duel. I'll get it back,
Yeah, yeah. Of
maybe
course, of course. I
later.
remember you saying that. So thank you for the
Yes.
reminder. I really appreciate it. That's
Yeah.
important. And as the two of you are about to face off, we see the shadow cast over the shipyards from Lady Arabella's ship arriving and heading towards the docks, so that we know, oh, these two things are synced up, right? That is what's going on. The ship's name is the Harvest Moon because uh, they are a agrarian planet, agrarian party planet, party farmers. So the Harvest Moon. That's a nod to Greg. Thank you for the suggestion. It's great. And wine. Yes, they're very bacchanalian in a way, one might say. So Valara, let us read our dual move to remind ourselves of how this thing
Oh.
works. So we engage in a light foil duel. First, determine the stakes. Duel will end when one champion yields. What does your character hope to gain if they win?
So I am hoping to, the reason I was like pushing
Hmm.
right? Just like, who do you know this? Did you serve under this? Like, I am trying to push information out of her to see if she will confess and say in a pseudo public setting, um, confess a bit more of this conspiracy.
I think
Does that
that's a
make
fair
sense?
stake. Absolutely.
Yes.
If you
Okay.
prove your honor by defeating her, she will reconsider her hardline position
I'm not initially interested in
enough to,
her reconsidering her
well, okay,
position,
she will let
but
slip
yes.
that information, having
Yeah.
been defeated by you. Good.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I was as I said it, I'm like, would she though? But
But
yes,
but
she
by
will let
bringing her
slip.
low, right?
Hmm.
Like that she would lash out about, this somewhat puritanical view of returning to, yeah, and kind of show her the error of her ways. Like, I am trained in the arts of the light foil. So,
Sweet. And then establish what your character risks if what your character risks losing if you yield.
oh, so much honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting a bit of a reputation for myself, so we'll see.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the nobles here will see you as almost foppish.
Oh
If
yes.
you win, they can't deny. Okay, yeah, Valara, Lady Nova asserted herself, and I would have done it differently, but she did it. And then you lose, and it's like, wow, she lost her Sentinel hood, and now lost to a
And now
commoner.
it's just off.
Wow, it's uncomfortable. Maybe we should reassign her, or maybe she should go back and leave Pelagon again 'cause she's an embarrassment. That's what you risk. Shame.
Shame.
Excellent. So we roll with questions. I think we're going to hold off on the
Yes.
roll for a second, but let's get everything
Okay.
ready to go. So, are you formally trained in the art of dueling?
I try to remember my answer to this the first time. I
I
believe I
know.
am.
I think you are too.
Yes. Okay.
Have you
That's
fought
one.
with lethal stakes before?
And that we landed on no last time.
That does
I
feel right.
have
Yes.
yet
Maybe you
not.
note this stuff down. It's just like underneath the life of a dual
Eh,
move. Why not?
watch the old recording.
Do you truly believe in the cause that you represent?
I do. I'm trying to.
You swore an oath on this. I
Yeah,
completely agree with you.
yeah. And I think I hesitated on the last one, right? I don't think I really was super convinced, but this time, like, yeah, no, like, we need to return and purge the Jedi from, yeah, no, it's a bunch of Massetti talk.
Nice, nice. And I think as Jice is handing you the not your light foil, she's taking good care of it, Lady Lena Oscar, and she says, "My recommendation: feint towards her weak side."
Of course.
And
Um,
she'll point subtly towards her left eye, because, hey, your opponent, you know, missing an
I,
eye. She's pointed out. So we cut to we like hot swap over to the ship has landed. It's Ulrich. Tell us just a bit about the pomp and circumstance, if present. What is the arrival of Harvest Moon? What or a
Oh
moment or
yeah.
two? What is important about?
So there is music fills the air.
Ooh,
Beautiful string instruments.
nice.
As the first thing that kind of comes into sight is the reflection of the golden filigree that adorns this ship's exterior. That is just, purely there for aesthetic purposes.
That.
And you see the reflection off of that filigree as it comes more into view, and you see just like the intricate detail as the front starts to, there's the music, there's the filigree, as the front comes open and it is the stairs are painted a deep crimson, like differently from the ship itself. And there's like mahogany laden interior, like who fucking puts mahogany cabinets in a goddamn ship? The Barnaba do. Uh, and the stairs painted red and it's like a beautiful crimson red so every time she lands she essentially brings her own red carpet to descend upon. Not to
Nice.
say she chose this, but this is what Barnaba chose or has
Oh, it's a
made,
House Bernaba custom thing. It's not really a Arabella
I don't know if it's an
decision.
Arabella thing or if this was like the leader of House Barnaba thing. I will leave that
Yeah,
up to
I
you.
like that. That's cool. I dig that. Steven, and you can do this from Rix's point of view or you, the player. What is one thing you notice about the procession, the reception, um, the to-do that catches your eye?
Um, there is a certain amount of pomp and circumstance that appears. But what catches my eye is the fact that there's an unusual level of um, security that's in place.
Mm.
So as things come, like I think something's happened to cause them to elevate their security, and this is something that's very subtle. It's not very evident, but other guards would pick up on it.
And just to put a finer point on it, is it the security of House Pelagia receiving the guest, or does House Bernaba roll in with a bunch of soldiers for their own
It's
personal security?
so it's House Bernarba, but it's not that they're running in with soldiers. It's that um maybe a couple of the honor guard that are coming out with like, that are marching out with like flags or the servants, they walk in a way that let me know
Oh, yeah, they're
those are
packing or
pros.
they're
Those are
okay.
pros. They're not. So it's very subtle. It's hidden, but they have elevated security.
Nice, nice. And then Valara Nova, you were not present, but you or Greg, what are a couple of things that they fail to notice that your trained eye find interesting? Or a thing, or a couple of things.
What that Ulrich and Rix fail to notice?
Yeah.
Oh. Um so the song that's playing is not only played like celebratory,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a bit of a dirge. It has a double meaning to it. Um, that it's used at both celebrations and at like moments of like funerals and such. So there's a nuance to that being played.
I like
Um,
that.
and then if I
Ulrich.
could
Mm. Mm.
navigate, if I could narrate the House Pelagian honor thing,
For sure, go for
is
it.
that as the ship lands, um, all of these pumps that are around the platform engage and shoot water straight up
Ooh,
in this like thing, and then as it's beginning to come back down as rain, a shield goes over that section. So our duel is in the rain, but around the honored guests, there's this shield of water is just pouring around.
amazing. Oh, that's so good. I love that a lot, a lot, a lot. That's great, great, great. Ulrich, your heart lifts when you see your betrothed. She steps from into view and starts to descend the mahogany pause
Mahogany?
mahogany. Not a word I've ever had trouble saying before until just the moment when it really counts. But mahogany and deep crimson steps. Your heart lifts as you see she is dressed regally, though not in a dress. Lady Varen Arabella avoids that tradition and yes, sorry, it's a chat message that made me crack up. So she steps out. Then you see this child who you would recognize. You've seen him before, Alaric
Mhm.
Arabella, the nephew of the High Lady. And then Lord
Yeah,
Alex Lemaire
yeah, yeah.
steps out, takes her arm. to aid her. Like she was going down the steps on her own. He kind of hustles up to like slip, give her a little bit of support, and she looks at him and she doesn't yank her hand away, but you can tell that was not that was an unwanted aid.
Yeah.
She's just
Ulrich
a
barely can
little.
see the snicker as he watches. This is gonna be so easy.
Katarina is standing near you, Ulrich, and
Hmm.
you hear her let out a pleased little nonverbal sound when she recognizes that Lord Alex Lemaire is among the retinue.
Hmm.
And she does this thing where she kind of rocks back and forth just a little bit, like showing the anticipation, the excitement. She gives you a half grin, like, "Hey, that's the guy I'm gonna murder for you. Yeah, I'm gonna like skewer him real hard. It's gonna be awesome." She doesn't say these words,
Ulrich,
but you can see it.
yeah, Ulrich Corbinian obviously does not respond and is just smiling his eyes only there for the High Lady Varen Arabella and her nephew.
So, at what point in the arrival does Ulrich intercede? Have you arranged to speak with the lady before she has to go all the way? Like, this is a visit, so she's going to have to arrive and then be carried to the palace, and
Yeah.
there she would meet. So she has high security, her own security. There are also a lot of Pelagian
At what point
soldiers.
is it traditionally appropriate?
Hmm. You could intercede to be aboard the um the method of conveyance. I think it's like a large speeder vehicle that is quite nice and a night sky. I think they will call it that model. You could do that, um, and it would be easy easy for you to have a private conversation with her, but it would take some connections for Lemaire not to be along with her.
Oh, done and done. Yeah, let's go, baby.
Nice. So let us see. I've called for a move. I'm sorry. I just get excited about connections.
That's fair. It's a great move. All right, so that is 2d say plus charisma, I believe. Connections, yeah, plus charm.
Mm-hmm. It is plus charisma.
Yay!
Wow.
Uh, that was a poor roll on my end.
Yeah, it
God.
certainly
So
was.
choose three and they're at the hang up. The GM will let you know what went wrong. So I only have to choose two, which
Mhm.
is you will need to go out of your way to get it, and it will cost a lot of money.
Nice, nice. Okay. Sweet. So you end up, let's say the cost a lot of money is a use of one of your noble
Noble gear.
gear. Yeah, so we'll mark
Yeah.
off a use of that. That's your cost a lot of money. You have to drip some jingle, as they say, drop some jingle
Rips and jingle.
in some Apocalypse World terminology there. And you have to go out of your
Oh,
way to get it. Oh, that's lovely. So you've arranged this. You've been told, yes, everything is as it should be. Um, but at the last moment, you realize Lemaire is about to get on the speeder with you until Katarina steps up and takes his arm to pull him back.
hmm
Uh, Looks like she's going to make this happen right here and now, uh, which a lot of servants who seem to be pros are responding to. What do you do?
Um, so if she officially calls for a duel in this moment, then she's allowed to do that. Like that's not
She's
so that
noble. I mean,
the pros won't respond to that. Like,
well, if she gets the words out, but if they can cap her, like just, hey, someone was attacking the queen's retinue, we took them
yeah.
out, then
Okay, yeah. So I think Ulrich will stand and he'll turn and he'll say, Such a shame that your honor commands you as a duelist to not attend this and face your challenger, Mr. Lemire.
So you're basically saying it's a shame you can't meet this challenge before
It's it,
Katarina's even gets the words out.
I think he's like it would be no, it's a shame that you can't join me right now with Hilaria Realm because of course as a foil rake you are being challenged right now and you must attend to that. But don't worry, I will keep the High Lady company and ensure she is all right.
Ooh, delicious, delicious. I'd like to see you press an NPC to remain behind and answer this challenge that hasn't even been quite uttered, but seems obvious that it's coming.
Uh, is that just a charm roll?
It's a charm roll. Yeah, charisma.
Charisma.
Charmrisma. Roll with Riz.
Roll with or is 12.
Wow. Uh, yeah, he is defeated. He realizes, oh, okay, it's that then, and he gives you a look like minor inconvenience. We cut back to Nova, and we have built your role. It is time for the proverbial dice to hit the
Ooh.
virtual table. I want to see these dice on screen. So you're rolling +2, right?
2d6 plus
Two
2. Here we
questions.
go.
Here we go. Good
I do miss
luck.
being able to label rolls. That is the one,
I do
the
miss
guilty
that
dice
as well.
roller.
Absolutely. That is
Right.
definitely a thing I miss. Ooh,
Ah!
a 9. A 9. So, we've established it's on a 7 to 9, you succeed, but the GM chooses one. You're left
Ooh.
vulnerable. The victory comes at a cost. You win, but you offend someone important.
Ooh. All of those are good
Mm.
choices.
Yes, yes, yes. So, um, the fight commences. Valara, do you work to her weaker side, or is this a straight up you're effectively taking a handicap to keep this
Oh.
fair? You have every right
Oh, her
to
weaker side because she
yeah, because she's missing
yes.
an eye.
Okay. No,
She's
I
got to
don't
move her
work to
head real
yeah,
fast and
no. No, that's I if I'm gonna defeat her, I defeat her straight. I do not play to her weaker side. We and I think I even at the beginning, right, uh, because she's not skilled with a light foil, I assume, right? That's not her training.
no, it is not.
Um,
She's had perfunctory training during
right.
basic. She's not a duelist. You pissed her off. She made an unwise choice.
I think it's not playing with her, but it's respectfully like giving her some time to get comfortable at the beginning of the duel,
Ooh.
right? I'm not playing with her. I'm not like egging her on and making her think she's doing better. I'm just allowing her to get comfortable with it before I then bring her to heel. Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's to the yield. You
Yes.
strike the first blow. What does that look like? And go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh shit. Uh, I do D10. Uh, da, 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 da.
Yeah, you do not you do a significant amount of damage.
Well, we'll see what the dice says. 6. Not bad.
6. Nice, not bad at all. What does that look like?
I think we're trading blows, right? We've gotten past the me
Hmm.
getting comfortable, letting her get
Yeah,
comfortable
you
with it.
finally you realize, okay, it looks like this is when we're gonna go. And is it a thing where you quickly like block her attack and
Yeah, she
riposte?
overextends, and strike it away, and then just right in like her lower side,
Yeah, and it
just
glances across her
boom.
ribs,
Yep.
severs in. It's a light foil, so that is sears, and but then it costs you. She throws a wild backhand, and
Oof.
please roll a d10. While she is not super good with a foil, when she hits, it hurts.
Did it roll? Oh, there it is. A 2.
A mere two. I guess it costs, but not a
Uh,
whole lot. That's okay.
Blocked by my armor.
Ooh, nice. It is, yeah, it's precise, but that means your armor blocks
Uh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not piercing, it's precise, which means she's rolling with Dex, as are you. And you did the swap, right? So you're rolling
I
with
did. I did the swap. Yes.
cool.
Well,
So we're now
yeah.
out of the
No.
duel
Yes,
move,
we're
and
out of
we're
the
now
duel.
to like a fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. The duel is the first strike. No, we're not going to like suck down into the. No, sorry. This is resolved with the move. Rich needs to pull himself
No, no, no.
back. I
It's
got
fine.
all excited. Light foil duel move does resolve it. She tries to slice you. The armor takes it, which means the victory comes at a cost, but not a cost of your pain. What is the move that you pull to disarm and then prove that you are the ultimate victor to where she yields to your prowess?
I think there's after the strike back and forth. Um, I then like take the actual fencing form, um, push her back towards the water. At that point, that's when the ship lands, the horns blow, the water shoots up in the air, right? And as it just begins to rain all around us, she charges forward, screaming, something that may betray her real intentions. Um, and it's not even with the light foil. I grab her wrist and twist it, and she drops the light foil to the ground. And then like before she even has time to realize that's what she's done, the light foil is right in front of her. Mine's right in front of her eye.
And um, she sputters. There's water running down her face, and she throws her head just slightly to get some hair out of her wet hair out of her eye. My brother was no Massetti, and uh, her pride has undone her. She has admitted that she has a brother, and then the cost comes as the nobles surround you, and one of them orders you to surrender your light foil. You are under arrest at the words of Admiral Torberg.
For dueling?
For dueling,
For
exactly.
dueling.
For dueling.
Well, how convenient to suddenly be under arrest.
Jice is like, I'm getting out of here.
Oh. Um, I'm gonna bark orders back at them.
Ooh, we shall see how that goes. You give an NPC an order based on your military authority. Roll plus charisma.
Yeah, and this is Valar like she like they start to come close. You are under arrest, and they're like, "Did you not hear her?" Um, and
Yes.
you fools! There is a conspiracy. And yeah, it's +2. God, they're so little. The dice are so little on the
They are
bottom.
kind of tiny.
Okay. And yeah, I have to explicitly say when I'm telling them. Um, yeah, I'm telling them to back off. That
Yeah, you
I
can tell
am
them to
under.
back off. You can tell them to believe there's a conspiracy, but you can't do both. And I think back off is probably a good call.
Okay, yeah, I am here under the orders of. Oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Um, didn't Lady Bathos kind of? Didn't I swear to Lady Bathos that I would find them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I am here sworn by Lady Bathos to discover the assassins. So, yep. Let's see if that goes great. It's okay.
It's okay. You bark orders with a 7 to 9, which
But a 7+, they
means
do what I say, they back away cautiously, or they attack me, is another option that they have.
I think they attack you.
Oh.
Yeah, they start like,
Jerk faces.
it's a, oh, I see. She serves Lady Bathos, not House Pelagia. And they start drawing weapons, and we cut away from that to our last moment, which is Ulrich, you're aboard. I think it's like sleek limo style speeder. There's no one here, just the two of you. Lady Arabella is smiles when you get in and no one else does. You look well, Ulrich.
Talking on mute. Uh, Thank you, my lady. You look resplendent as always. Although resplendent is maybe the wrong word. You look strong. He says as he takes in the lack of dress, the pantsuit kind of vibe.
Cool. And Alaric is riding up front. It's
Yeah.
just you and Arabella. I'm sorry, but this will be a very short ride, and I have important matters to discuss with you, Ulrich, so I hope that we can skip past the perfunctory.
With you, of course.
Thank you. And she pulls out of a little pocket. You recognize it. It's a white noise generator. It's a thing that will disturb anyone trying to record this conversation. She presses a button. You can't hear it, but you assume it works. I am I have been following your escapades with great interest. But now
Thank you.
we are down to two suitors. I would find you to be in great favor to the house if you could accomplish for me something of great import that will help me and whoever I wed.
And what is it you ask of me, my high lady?
She takes a moment. I'm given to understand that you're traveling with a scalawag by the name of Rix Barrand. At least
Oh,
that's
I
the
love
name he
this so
uses
much.
now.
Sorry, you say that again. Sorry. I got too quick.
You travel with a scalawag who calls himself Rix Barrand, at least he does right now.
Yes, that is the ship I have been traveling on for the last few years.
Rix has been blackmailing us for quite some time. I've had other more important matters to attend to, but now I am here, and you are here, and I think we should deal with this. Rix has information that he has used as leverage against House Barnaba, against us both. I care not if Rix survives, that is your choice. But that information needs to leave his possession. Lord Corbinian, if you can do this for me, I'm rather sure that we can end this little contest in your favor. And we'll end the session right there. All right,
Oh
so
my God.
dun dun
Oh my
dun.
God.
Dun dun dun. All right, when the session
Dun,
ends,
dun, dun.
point out how you demonstrated or struggled with your drive. If you can, you mark XP. Nova, did you go after honor?
But like honor as a thing, sure. The explicit like spelled out endanger yourself by coming to the aid of someone in desperate need. I'm not sure I did this session.
Yeah, I think we need to tweak that one. I like honor meaning other things, and I think you endangered yourself to save Illyria's honor a bit by not taking advantage of her weakness and giving her a good fight.
Okay.
So
I'll take it. I'll
I
take
think
it.
that counts. Rick's Baron, did you take risk for the sake of riches?
I think so, yes.
And then Ulrich, did you take action to uphold the system?
I think so. I think I waited at the proper timings. I kept things in place. I made sure our princess didn't get murdered.
Sure. Good. All right, answer these questions for each yes. Everyone gets to mark XP. Did you have a thrilling adventure?
Yeah.
Did you discover something about the galaxy or its history?
Yes.
Laudites.
Luddite.
Claudites and Ricks, man. He's got him on, it's like got him on standby. It's great. Did you defeat a threat to the region or the people?
Yes.
What
Oh,
threat?
defeat or thwart. Defeat maybe too strong. I know we
I,
thwarted one.
I mean, I brought uh the NPC whose name escapes me again already,
Oh
Commander
yeah,
Riri.
the sister. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll allow it. Did you recover or redeem someone or something once thought lost?
Ooh. Mm.
For like half a second, but then it got lost again.
Uh, uh, yeah, no, I didn't really redeem. Okay, no.
Okay.
I
And
recovered
then did
someone, but then they left again.
so sad, so sad. Did you restore hope?
I'm gonna go with no.
I mean, I kept a princess alive. She would be dead. I don't know how that would do.
So thrilling adventure, yes. Something about the galaxy and history, yes. Man, I love the idea of did you restore hope? Because it's iconic, but it is hard to fulfill. So
So let me toss something out for Restore Hope.
yeah.
Um, both um Ulrich and I are heroes of House Calypso. No, House
Pelagia.
Pelagia.
Pelagia, and have proven this again and again. And we are training young ones
Okay.
to follow along
Oh,
on.
There we
Yeah.
go. All right.
Okay.
That's 3 XP. Let's jump over to stars and wishes. We start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who has wishes?
I'll start with a wish.
uh,
Um,
go for it.
I am bad at names. So one of the things I do is I keep up a list of, everything on my monitor. It took me forever to find the person that Greg was dueling. Uh
Oh,
is that Mario?
yes.
It yes.
Yes. And I'm like, took me forever. I'm like, okay, let me see who this person is. Let me see who that person is. And I'm just really bad at names, so I need to get better at being able to figure out names and stuff.
I almost feel like we need a conspiracy board.
Yeah.
Okay, I would have that would give me PTSD because I played in a game at some
Okay, fair
point where we
enough.
needed
All
the
right.
conspiracy board, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh, but I guess this is sort of a star. The thing that helps is whenever you use the name, and I do a search on the NPC page because the NPC page is great. I can find who they are. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Okay. I'll think of other ways. Like maybe I can start moving down the ones that are less used so you can scan from left to right.
I'm not sure. I think this is all on me. Just it's just one of my idiosyncrasies. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, if there's anything you can think of that I can adjust, please please let me know.
Yeah.
Uh Kay sounded like oh, Stevie, did you have any others? Kay sounded like you were itching to be the second, so there you go.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I have a wish. I have some ideas that is going to take some plotting that I'm very excited of, but I think Steven and I can come out on this the other side without the sort of discussion we had about like not necessarily wanting PvP, but both still accomplishing our goals. So
Mm-hmm.
that is my wish is to somehow have my cake and eat it too. Um, and yeah, I want an engagement. I think I want to get that to the next step as we are
I
nearing
see your
towards.
long-term wish. It's on the doorstep. We'll see if the dice are in your favor.
See, yeah. So, for a wedding, there must be an engagement. I'm curious about. Then also, I'm kind of curious about this Ulrich character. Like, I don't know. I have ideas, and things like that. I have two ideas that utilize a very important a person that's become so very important to Ulrich, for both him and for maybe other things. So I'm excited.
Okay. Cool. I'm not sure if that's a wish. It seems like you're just chatting about
Sorry, I'm just gushing about
ideas you
this game
have.
because I
It's
love
all
it
good.
so much. Yeah, yeah.
Good, good, good. No, just want to
I
make
guess my
sure if
wish
there's a
maybe then
wish
is to involve him in the plot.
involve whom?
I'll I want to say Ulrich, but
Alaric
it's
the kid?
Alaric. Alaric. You put Ulrich and
Oh,
Alaric. They're too similar.
You're
My
oh.
right.
brain.
In the let me change his name then. I didn't even think about that. Um, so I will change his name. We'll say Alaman. Is that it good?
Sure.
All right, I'll change that right now. Thank you for that note.
Sorry, my brain like froze up trying to distinguish the two names from each other.
I
I
got
was like,
Yeah,
confused too. I was like, you want Ulrich to be involved? I'm pretty
I
sure
was also
Ulrich's
confused, and
involved.
I did not
oh,
realize I caused my own problems.
oh, good. My brain was like, wait, no, this is that name, but uh, oh yeah, I have some ideas that are fun and schemy that I think I may be able to involve him with. So I think that's another wish.
Cool, 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 cool. And then Greg wishes.
Um, I would like to make sure. I would like the eventual duel here between Katerina and Lemire to not happen off screen. That needs to happen on screen. Um,
Ooh.
if I don't get Freda coming back, gosh darn it, I want to see that fight. Um, and then da, 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 I think just a desire for midshipman Jonas Belkar as a Falkeen to somehow be involved in this game. I think he is. I don't know. We're pretty sure. So yeah, I want to get that scene.
Okay,
Um,
he's your jailer. You don't get any food
I'm not in jail. I'm in a fight. Um,
right now.
right now.
Cool. Anything else, Greg? Any other wishes? If not, you can go to stars.
No. A star to you, Rich, for pushing through. I know you weren't feeling well.
Thank you.
But yeah, I really felt the knife twisting. I thought last session was the knife twisting on us really bad. This session was even more so. Loved it a lot. I really enjoyed the scene. I'm glad we got it between Rix and Ulrich of them lounging and discussing Claudites and all of the fallout that has happened from that conversation has made what was already a complicated situation way more complicated. I'm here for it. I love it.
Excellent. Then Kay, you are next with any stars.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I will also echo that star. For not only like pushing through when you're not feeling that great to run a session, but to run an absolutely baller session with like the knife twist and to take like when not feeling well to take me and Steven giving like, oh, here's one, two, little blah blah blah, and you're like, here's a whole major beautiful thing. Is truly stupendous and one of the reasons why I'm always so happy to try and be in your games.
Thank you.
So I love that. Uh, Star to Greg's anger at Valara being ignored and not getting her own stars when Rick and Ulrich are talking to each other. I thought that was so funny. That you were like, oh yeah, yeah, no, Valara just yeah, we're done. It's very, very fun. As someone who also sometimes gets emotions on behalf of like, oh, that's so rude to my character. I appreciate that and love that. I also love that Valara is as someone who is playing such a fucking not a bad guy, but just an ends justify the means kind of guy. It's very nice to have that against a character like Valara, who is so honorable and who rebuffs tradition in that kind of way,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
Um, so I enjoyed that, especially like because they flow so well together, but apart also are so different. So how well they like interacted when they were both working against Lady Bathos in that political moment, but then also the differentiation in how they take to things here is delightful. And then, oh, Stephen, the Rick's moment is everything I could have wanted and more. And even in my own head, I'm like, I've built up this whole thing. I'm like, oh yeah, and his dad died, and then he ended up on Rick's ship, and now that neither of them will say it, but Rick's is kind of like this sort of fatherly figure, maybe like not like a traditional fatherly figure, but like this older male in his life that he learned a lot from, a surrogate in that sense.
Sneaky
Like even though
uncle.
this
Yeah, love it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The sneaky uncle after his dad died, and now we've come to this position where we are being, we had the emotionally stunted male attempt of being like, yeah, I appreciate you, you're great. Followed up by like two being like, and now you gotta fuck each other over. Maybe we'll see. Um, So yeah, I love that somehow in just like a single scene we managed to forge such a connection between these two
Hmm.
characters that it could flip into this whole plot point. Like that's
I
like
I really appreciated that. That was fun. I enjoyed seeing you guys bond a little bit. It was great. And then last but not least, Stevan. Any stars
Um,
left?
yeah, basically my stars will be echoes of the previous ones, I think. I'll start with I really enjoyed the scene, with uh, before the thing came out with the lady Muriel, with Muriel, where
I
there
need to
was
give
some
her a
tension.
much punchier name. I'm sorry. Her name is very forgettable.
No, no, it's fine. Um, but basically they're just sitting, the two of you talking, you could feel the tension coming up and coming up and coming up, and then suddenly it kind of exploded. And I'm like, oh, that's really good to show, what was happening there. And then I'll also say, I just offhandedly, thought, oh yeah, I've hired a Claudite before. And for you to bring them in so directly, I was like, that's fantastic, Rich. And then again, the scene with Ulrich was really good in that, I was like, oh yeah, we can do this fatherly thing and all that. And then so much came out of it. It was very good.
Yes, it was a very fun scene. Thank you for my stars. Steve, thank you for giving me such interesting ammunition about your relationship with the Claudites. I would never have thought of such a thing, and it's so in tune with Rick's that it was just perfect. Thank you, Kay, for setting me up with Father saving the. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do a blood feud. This is so good. You guys just handed me. I'm like, nom nom. Yes, must have plot. So good. And Greg, I really admire Valara. I think she's a super keen character, and I'm happy that we got to have another duel. I mean, maybe did I push it a little bit? You accepted it. You yes and it was
Oh
fine.
no, I wanted that duel. I
Oh,
wanted
good.
that duel when I sat
you're gonna
down.
get at least one
So,
more.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Well, thank you all so much. We'll have Mark back for next session, hopefully a full boat for the sailing of wherever we go. Thank you all for playing. Thanks for anybody who watched.